How's it going? You got time for a beer? No, I do. Welcome to my show. It's not Thursday. It's Sunday right now when I'm recording this, but it's late, so it'll probably be out on Monday. Today we have Pumpkin Ale by Dogfish Head, which is kind of crazy. I've had this one for a long time, like before they merged with Sam Adams there. So this one might be different than what you'd usually get, but should be pretty good still. Brown ale brewed with pumpkin and spices. Plus, right now it's fitting. Should be pretty good. Usually the stuff that came out of Dogfish Head was really good. Someplace I've got 120-minute IPA in there. Still waiting on drinking that, but could be a while still. Waiting for a special occasion, or to feel like having my face punched by a bunch of hops. And I don't like having my face punched. But sure, whatever. A 7% alcohol by volume in this guy. It's got all the nifty cool art there. I probably can't really see it, but it's pretty good. Keep looking at my wrist. It's because my watch has the feet up on it, so I can see what's going on, hopefully. And if it stops, then I'll know. But yeah, so what we got. It's pumpkin ale, brown, so should be brown. Generally pumpkin ales are also brown. It's not a pumpkin spice ale, so it probably still tastes like pumpkin spice, would be my guess. Because what other spices are you going to put in a beer that's got pumpkin in it? I mean, I suppose you could put like cinnamon in it, but cinnamon's part of that. You could put like cayenne pepper in it. That would be a thing. What else? Beans, corn and pumpkin. Well, squash go together pretty well. You're supposed to grow those together from what I've heard. Leave a little bit down there at the bottom so that it'll come back. So that I could grow more if I wanted to, the yeast from that, because there's probably not a bunch there. It's really light for a brown ale, but that's fine. Maybe it's the pumpkin. Who knows? Yeah, so the pumpkin beans squash thing, you're supposed to grow those together because the beans climb up the corn stalks, and the pumpkins keep the weeds away from the bottoms of the corn stalks, and then the rest causes like shade and stuff, and then they're supposed to all like work together so the nitrogen gets replaced, which is kind of neat, I thought, when I read that. I don't know if it's really actually true, because I think it was a meme, but like before meme was really a name of things. So there's that. So let's see what it's supposed to be like, or what it's actually like. Smells spicy. Like lots of spices, not like hot. It might be hot. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've had this one, like a long while. As light as this looks, it tastes brown. There's a nice bitter taste to it, but coming from Dogfish Head, it's not terribly surprising. It's kind of a deeper flavor. Definitely some pumpkin spices in there. You got the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the little bit of the clove, but not as much clove as I like. Not necessarily in my beer, but in my pumpkin, like pie. It's really good with the clove and whatnot. That's weird. I guess the Red Wings have been kicking butt almost as much as the Lions have been sucking it up. Another Sunday, another terrible Lions play, or another day of terrible Lions play. I mean, actually, they don't play bad. They just don't play as well as everybody else. Which, if you've had that many years of people trying to tank your team, you don't play well. What other beers does this remind me of? Except for the pumpkin, it kind of reminds me of a Newcastle. It's brown ale. I mean, it's got pumpkin in it. You'd think that someplace like Jolly Pumpkin would have something that was like pumpkin forward, but I don't think I've seen something from Jolly Pumpkin that's actually got something with pumpkin in it. But their thing is pretty cool. I've actually got a Jolly Pumpkin glass upstairs. I don't know where it came from, but I've got one. If I had to guess, I got it when my brother turned 30. We did a pub crawl down around Royal Oak, and we went to Jolly Pumpkin down there. It was a blast. Super fun. Highly recommend. Ashley Labs is great at planning things. What else does this remind me of? It reminds me of fall days. Fall days for me used to mean, mostly it used to mean marching band. Because for a lot of years, Saturdays were marching band days. So, you'd go out and, well, in high school, you'd go to band competitions where, you'd hang out with your friends. It was awesome. Play music. It was great. Win state championships twice. And then later on, go to college, and Saturdays meant partying Friday as hard as you possibly could, waking up all hungover, maybe still a little bit drunk on Saturday morning. Generally, in a couple of years there, it was to Neil Diamond when I was supposed to have been up a half an hour before the Neil Diamond started. But I still had enough time to get dressed and ready and get to the stadium because I had a game that day. But the people that lived next door to me, essentially roommates, because it was like the two apartments in this building, and one was right across the hall from the other, and we just kept our doors open all the time because why would you not? Because those guys were really super cool. Also played baseball, or a few of them played baseball, and in my apartment we had one that played baseball. But yeah, all really cool guys. Liked those guys. But they woke me up one time, and I made it to band practice on time at 9 o'clock in the morning for a noon kickoff because the guys next door party their balls off all the time. Bollinger, he was a great guy. Probably still is a great guy. But yeah. Yeah, so you partied super hard the night before, get up, do the, when I first started, Central didn't have lights. So like it was a special thing to play a Thursday game because you'd have the lights brought in, a big deal. Bring the lights in and then you'd play the Thursday game, and it was really cool because, you're on TV and you knew you were on TV because there'd be cameras there and junk. And usually there weren't. And then you go a few years into the future, and every game was on Thursday, and it was terrible. But still kind of fun, because it's harder to party the night before and get to band practice at 8 o'clock when you've actually got classes that might start at 10 o'clock. And then the night after the game, you go out and party that night too, because what else do you do? And you think, oh yeah, college, that was great for you to do, I went to college when I was 19 because I graduated high school when I was 19. But then I also graduated college for my undergrad at Central when I was 29. So I was 29, well, I was 28 because I wasn't 29 until the end of the season, until the end of the semester. So I was 28 and still going out night before, night after the football games. And well, I don't have to tell most of you guys, it's hard work, but I can still keep up. I could. I don't think I can anymore, but another 20 years onto my age, and here I am. Let's see, other stories. Well, the Lions played today. And the Lions weren't always terrible. Usually after the Lions would play the Bears, beat the Bears, or, not beat the Bears because of the Calvin Johnson rule, or, I don't know, a stupid fumble into the end zone that got tapped out of the end zone by the other team that shouldn't have counted as a touchback and should have counted as a touchdown for the Lions. Or at the very least, a safety. No, not even a safety. Yeah, no, a safety. But that's not how things work for the Lions. But anyway, when the Lions would win, we would go to Pixie, or when the Lions would play the Bears. So twice a year. Usually it was during marching band season, which was awesome. On a Sunday, you go to Pixie and you do the Pixie Challenge. And then you get your name up on the wall because you do the Pixie Challenge. 10 burgers, because the 5 hot dogs one is weird. Unless your name is Hot Dog. And I have seen that before. Because I used to have a good friend named Hot Dog. Now I just have a friend named Hot Dog. And he's got a little kid, and they wanted to call him Little Smokey, because, you know, Smokey Links, because Little Hot Dog. I don't think that ever stuck. At least I hope it didn't ever stick, because, it could stick. I mean, you can't give yourself a nickname, but that would be a decent nickname to have. And really, technically, well, that one would have been given by a mellophone, so it doesn't necessarily count. There are certain baritone players that would be allowed to give nicknames, but they also played tuba. Certain alto saxophone players that would be allowed to give nicknames, but also Meat Noun played the tuba. His name was Beefcakes, but that was his alto name. So the tubas came up with a different name. I didn't really get to be part of that. That was all my little brother, I think. But it works to call him a meat and a noun. I always liked roast beef curtains because I thought it was funny. Shrimp taco, also a good one. But he'd usually answer, or he'd be like, "Come on, guys, quit it." Yeah, so there's that. Man, sometimes this is super annoying. I hope this is still going. It is. Good. We just got to make sure. Yeah. I've definitely found myself on the wall before at Pixie. If you haven't tried it before, try the Pixie Challenge. It's a blast, especially right after the Bears game. I don't know if the Tubas still do that, but it'd be a very cool thing to see. And really, it was just a few of us. Mishiba and Dave. I mean, we used to hang out a lot, too. Which is weird, because we were, like, I was 2 years ahead of Dave in school, but, I was ahead of Dave in school forever, because I kept going to school. He graduated before I did, so good for Dave. Don't see him a lot, because he's not on Facebook, but that's cool. I still like the guy, even if we haven't talked in years and years and years. Then you start the tuba Bible, drawing all the weird shit that you think up on Pixie plates and napkins and placemats and stuff. It's really funny. I have no idea where that is either. Hopefully there's still a tuba player that has that, because it would be super funny. Finish, just like the Lions season. I've got a quote for you by Tom Petty, the guitar player, not the race car driver. Just kidding. I know that's not Tom Petty. Okay, so Tom Petty said, "Do something you really like, and hopefully it pays the rent. As far as I'm concerned, that's success." I mean, what I'm doing right now, so far as, work goes, where I make my money, I don't know if I really like it, but I like it. It's good. It feels like I'm just going to work and getting a workout, which is nice. If I could do this and it paid the rent, that'd be super awesome. Successful even, because I like doing this. Drinking beer and talking to myself, it's the best. Like when I used to work out in the parking lot, pushing carts. I always said it was the best company I had all day, because, it's just me. So don't forget, you can follow me at tubajake_69 on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all of those, tubajake_69. I think, as far as I know, I'm going to try to make this into one video. I'd made an intro. It's like 2 minutes long, so hopefully you don't mind it. I might try to make it shorter because 2 minutes of an intro sounds really super long to me. But it was hard to decide which pictures to not include. So I included a lot more than I should have. That's okay though, because it started out as like a 40-minute intro. So I cut it down, way down. It's pretty good right now. But it also means that I did a lot of extra work, like twice as much work, probably 4 times as much work, because I think it was a 4-minute intro before I decided that I should cut it down. But yeah, so I'll see you next time. We got time for a beer.